like gas. I'm running that SRT going fast.
We're gonna do death battle. Cell versus Metal Sonic. Let's jump on it. Bro, look at this, bro. Also, oh, wait, hold on. I would say, damn, Metal Sonic will win. I don't know.
Versus Metal Sonic.
Which copycat android is truly the superior model?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
It could be Metal Sonic, bro. I want to say Metal Sonic.
There's a monster stalking Ginger Town. No
Ginger
one who's
Town?
seen it has lived to tell
Hey,
the tale.
yo, bro, that's...
All it left behind was their clothes. Something ate these people's insides, leaving only a shadow behind.
Some kind of creature driven only
Now,
by
why
the
not-
need to feed.
Whoa.
Earth's new apex predator, the ultimate life form.
The Namekian Piccolo went to investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent.
Cell.
Its tail could unravel to absorb its hapless victims and add their energy to its wretched gestalt.
But the nightmare was only just beginning, because for its last trick, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha.
The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the
what's
world
good,
was
chat?
terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history,
Twin.
the Red Ribbon Army.
Oh,
Until they got rocked by this little kung fu gremlin,
Kung
Son
Fu.
Goku.
But Red Ribbon's dream of revenge lived on within their head scientist, Dr. Giro.
Hiding away in his spooky cave laboratory, Giro
Even
would
bro,
go to
robot.
work studying the Z-Fighters from afar, learning everything there was to know about them.
And building a series of androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once and for all.
He made a ton of them. Infinite energy androids, key-absorbing androids,
Damn.
trucker head androids, and even... ginger androids.
However,
Ginger.
none of Giro's
wait, hold
creation
on. Now, how the fuck did Krillin smash 18? Did he, like...
were
yo.
capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he had one more android left. A cute little booger so complex he'd take
Cell.
years after Giro's death to complete. Its name was Cell.
Born from a single cell, get it? This android possessed the genetic information of all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and, when fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with their DNA, Cell absorbed all their powers and techniques too.
Common among all of them is the power to manipulate ki, or the energy that exists in all living things,
Because bro
and
can
weaponize it
copy.
to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From the humans, Krillin and Tien, Cell knows the multiform technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special favorite. Oh, weird, I'm not seeing Chaozu on this list. Sorry, bud.
Is
Damn.
Chaozu human?
Oh,
Okay.
Zucker, what the
Cell
heck,
can
bro?
fire the Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of space with the alien genes of Frieza and his father.
and because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some keys.
Cell
Bro, got
has
the
survived
tip
having
tail,
half
bro.
his body vaporized multiple times, and cannot be destroyed unless the small cluster of cells at the core of his being is eradicated.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will always return, even stronger than before because of the Saiyan DNA he got from Goku and Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop.
Sure, he can perfectly replicate attacks like the
Pause.
Gallic Gun, Spirit Bomb, and of course Kamehameha, as well
Cell can, so he just copy everybody's moves. He's like, okay, this sucker did not copy Goku Ultra Instinct, so you know what I'm saying? Let me style.
teleport by locking onto a living being's key signature.
But the best part of
See?
being a Saiyan is how much crazy stronger they get every time they almost
Well,
die.
of course,
They can
bro.
even evolve to become orders of magnitude stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he is effectively the ultimate warrior.
Like
So
a
bro's a
perpetual
robot,
shonen
bro, I
motion
mean-
machine.
Driven by a biological imperative, Cell wanted nothing more than to devour Giro's previous androids, 17 and 18, believing it would make him perfect.
Only
Yeah.
one problem. The Cell we know was born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered
what?
Trunks and went back in time. Not our Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not
Oh.
future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very
What-
complicated.
what?
There's like 5 timelines.
As Cell defeated and absorbed the androids, he evolved, not only getting stronger, but changing his personality and developing a lust for battle.
He became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan.
No, that
After
voice.
exploiting that very Saiyan arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect.
And easily dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of
Damn.
whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the whole Earth just by powering up. With a
Bro,
full
one-
power Kamehameha, he was even capable of destroying our entire solar system.
While the
Yeah,
vast
we
majority
could.
of our solar system's mass
The
is
sun
located
too.
in the sun, this still means that Cell's key wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet.
Billion?
Maybe he was just
So this nigga crazy? Nah, bro. See? Oh nah. Get him out of here. Cell, nah.
exaggerating.
Not
This
likely.
nigga crazy,
Cell's claim
bro.
has been backed up in multiple guidebooks and even demonstrated outright in the video games.
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the
Light
freaking
years?
galaxy.
And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time.
Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a
Oh.
threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly fast, capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand Kai's planet in heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of
To
millions
hell?
of light years in half a minute. And that was in his base form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze mini
Yeah,
Cell
pause.
Juniors out of your butt? What?
Pause.
Never heard of that? Key
Hey, yo.
technique. Call it the Kegel.
Perfect Cell was entirely without peer and, no longer wedded to Jiro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell Games! And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Junior.
Still,
Their last hope
like, bro.
was Goku's own son, Gohan.
After Cell arrogantly let him power up, Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his absolute limits, and
Damn.
beat him. Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In truth,
Oh.
Cell was a victim of his own
Because broke out his DNA, of course. Of course.
success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He got so mad he even blew himself up. Maybe he
Again?
does have some Chaozu in him after all.
Even that wasn't enough to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
Super perfect Cell. Now,
just
for
copied
lightning.
him.
In a battle for the ages, Cell put the entire weight of his biological programming against one lone
Oh,
Saiyan
man.
and
What
went
one-
the
oh.
distance.
But in the end, it still wasn't enough. No matter how
Yeah.
brilliantly Dr. Gero copied the Z-Fighters, he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond.
What can be destroyed can always be rebuilt. All it
He
takes
came
to
back.
recreate the most fearsome warrior in the universe is one single Cell.
He just came back, bro.
Hey, real quick, the world and its cuddly forest critters were threatened by the
Sonic.
evil and oval Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik.
Dr. Ivo.
That's
That's his name.
Same world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog.
What, like
No
dead-
matter how many
Stop.
robotic badniks the good doctor threw at his blue spiky nemesis, his schemes were always 6 spin jumps
Okay,
to the
let me be for
glowing weak
real though.
spot.
Is Eggman the only villain in Sonic franchise? Like, come on now. Sonic movie, Eggman 2, Eggman 3. Eggman is in there. I mean, but we need like more like a different villain, you know? But yeah,
Wait.
Eggman, if he couldn't defeat the Blue Blur, he would make his own Metal Sonic.
Well, 0 points on creativity for that name, but god damn, he does look metal as hell.
They say
Pause.
imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype.
Metal can zoom around at massively hypersonic speeds, fast enough to fly to nearby planets in seconds.
He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes.
Metal
Black
can use
holes.
all of Sonic's power-ups and even replicate his classic spin dash and light speed attack.
But he's got moves of his own.
He can attack with
Bro,
energy
hell, bro,
blast,
that's
fire a
creepy as
chest
hell.
laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V Maximum Overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration and obliterating
What?
anything in his path.
So he's like
At
Super
the
Sonic?
risk of self-destructing.
You'd think
like a
all
Super
that'd
Sonic,
be
huh?
enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he doesn't. for some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends sharpened his AI into a seething hatred of his rival and a burning desire to prove himself superior.
Yeah, well, when you're getting your supersized red ass handed to you by
My God, this sucker has a big ass red form, so this nigga like, he feels like, see, bro, nah,
Charming
chat.
B,
There's no way,
you know
bro.
something's gone horribly wrong.
There's no way,
Metal's
chat.
defeats gave him an existential crisis. If he was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that, what was he? Why should he exist?
Never one to admit defeat, Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and
And then-
birthed him anew. You,
This Neo Metal Sonic was, above all,
Neo?
far smarter.
especially after he copied Eggman's intelligence and took over his empire. And we mean
Oh.
literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Neo Metal Sonic is
See,
equipped with scanners
Neo?
in his optic receptors that can copy
Metal
a
Sonic,
person's
but what the
biodata, giving him the ability to recreate
Bro,
all
this
of their
mic is so
abilities in
ass.
seconds.
Like the Sonic Boom, Knuckles' hammer punch, Tails'
Oh.
magical swiveling asshole, and
That-
Big's ability to suck
the
at
asshole?
fishing.
Metal isn't just learning their moves, he can replicate more esoteric powers like Silver Psychokinesis, manufacture Rouge's mechanical bat guards, or alter his very biology to copy Espio's chameleon in
Okay, now I see why to put Metal Sonic and Cell. Okay, so sucker Metal Sonic got everybody's abilities now. Like, come on, like, it's definitely
his
Metal Sonic
ability.
winning.
It's worth mentioning that biological data is a real scientific term and can
Metal
refer to
Sonic.
molecular structures like the genome sequence within a living organism's DNA.
Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can
Yeah.
do it, so can he. Probably helps that he can shapeshift and regenerate his whole body from a puddle.
Likely by copying
Oh.
one of the mightiest beings on the planet, the god of destruction, Chaos.
Not the only
Chaos?
chaos he's encountered.
By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe.
Oh, he became.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes. The emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With them,
Bro.
Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can
I'm sorry,
teleport, warp, and distort space, boost his speed, and stop time. And with either
What?
the Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald,
So this the he can stop time? Yo, why do you not know that, chat, bro? There's no way, bro. Tucker can stop time. So he's really this. Hey, see,
he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
I'm sorry,
Completely
what?
Invulnerable and completely
I never knew
golden.
that.
Super Neo Metal Sonic can
Super
move at faster
Neo
than light
Metal
speeds
Sonic.
and has the power to move continents.
The emeralds are inconceivably powerful. They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds. At their peak, 3 super hedgehogs have even fought Solaris,
See?
who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse.
So Super Neo Metal Sonic should be just as powerful as any of them. Though he's gotta be quick, because all that power only lasts a short time.
The road to
Bro.
total domination was nearly at an end. After manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal Overlord.
Whoa,
Complete
what?
With missiles, giant crystal projectiles.
Yeah, it's
and the
definitely Metal
strength to
Sonic, bro.
match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself. Overlord
it's
is
Metal Sonic,
all-time
man.
final
I'm
boss
not buying it.
material.
And he knew it. His ego might as well have had its own health bar. Metal's drive to surpass his rival had morphed into the delusional belief
Bro,
that
this
he
man.
was the original.
No. So this nigga got so many forms he can transform. Yo, this nigga, I swear, bro. See, he's a robot. How he got this much form? Nah, bro.
And Sonic, the loathsome copy.
A copy that Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had to team up to take him down.
He may have stolen their abilities, but Metal never possessed the thing that made the Sonic heroes successful: their friendship and teamwork.
Aw, how cute! Gag. Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things. Ahem. After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from his code.
Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
hell
Wiz.
no.
Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes? Maybe Metal is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time until he can take over again.
So he got no
Maybe
mouth.
the most powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
So what? Okay, we're about to jump in the fight. Right.
It's time for a death battle!
Metal Sonic winning. It's easy. I'm telling you this right now, it's Metal Sonic. It's gotta be. This sucker got so many forms. Okay.
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik. Your reputation precedes you. Bring me your strongest fighter or face... Then prepare to kneel before your master.
Hell no.
Perfect.
Sucker, what the f... Oh, this beat. Okay. Damn. Bro, he... Yo, this is... I forgot he can clone. Yeet. Damn. Damn. Yo, he getting jumped right there, see? Yo. Bro, he's like... Oh my... Damn.
Tell me, does a machine like yourself ever experience fear?
See?
Not anymore.
Yo, okay, first of all, is that a fucking Bakugan thing? This sucker just transformed to a dragon, bro. Like, there's no way. This is Metal Sonic. Like, bro, this is not Godzilla. Ain't no way. If he just turned gold, bro. See? Damn. Yo, nigga. Yo, ew. Yo, don't you ever do that again, bro. Sticking that out of your butt? No. Nasty ass seed cell. Oh no. Oh, he just caught.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare. Oh no. So don't even try flying too. Damn. Who's gonna win, bro?
I am not just the greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them.
Sucker. Yeah.
If you are all of them,
Oh.
then so am I.
Sucker, we just stopped time.
Lose to a machine like
You cook, Cell. Damn. See?
I'll crush you.
Damn. Like, bro, there's no way, bro.
Now Metal's got all the powers of the Chaos Emeralds and the Z Fighters? Well,
Right, bruh.
that world's fucked. Our bad.
Cell may have been one of the greatest threats in Dragon Ball Z,
Holy shit,
but
I would
Eggman's
fuck, bro.
greatest creation ultimately proved too much for him. Let's break this down into 4 categories: strength, speed, abilities, and adaptation.
First up, who was the strongest? Well, it's no surprise that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base Metal or Neo. Even just using the manga, blowing up a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Without his stronger forms. With them, the power gap entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
Oh
But hang
no.
on, Wiz. Those Namekians said that Cell was strong enough to threaten a universe on his own.
They did, but they didn't specify how, and there's nothing suggesting he could destroy it in one go.
Damn,
Especially since
Cell.
it's only brought up theoretically and without any time frame.
Even being generous and assuming he could just blow it up, final bosses like Time Eater and Solaris can destroy the wider
Time Eater.
multiverse, and Super Neo Metal would scale to them. Metal Sonic takes the edge in strength,
And with Sonic characters being known for their speed, you might think that was an easy win for Metal.
and his max speed in
No,
his
look at
super
this,
form,
bro.
he should be comparable to entities like the Time Eater, who in Shadow Generations can destroy entire universes in seconds by using the radius of the observable universe.
Yo, that's the
the Time
yo.
Eater's destructive.
8 seconds? Yo, what the f? Nah,
He
this
traveled at about 180 quadrillion
What?
faster than light.
Certainly impressive, but let's compare that to Goku's flight from heaven to hell shortly after the Cell games, which covered roughly a universe in distance at approximately 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Hey,
Yo, this
just
nigga-
like Time Eater. The difference, though, was that Goku was in his base form, way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Super Perfect Cell.
Factoring in Super Saiyan multipliers, Super Perfect Cell can move upwards of 100 times faster than that, and
Oh,
Cell
no.
100 times faster than Metal Sonic. Somehow, Cell takes the edge in speed. You know, the thing Metal was designed for.
Wasn't
speed.
expecting that. Let's see if any of their abilities could tip the scales.
They shared many of the same powers, like telekinesis, force fields, and energy projectiles. Of note, though, Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes would let him grow in power every time he almost died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super Neo Metal had a time limit, Cell would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
But with Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Cell and his juniors had no way to deal with Metal boosting his speed or stopping time, something that countered Cell's speed advantage and left him open. And with Silver's psychokinesis, or the Emerald spatial distortion, Metal could seriously impair Cell's healing.
So it helped
Oh,
that
no,
Cell
no.
could fall back on his martial arts abilities in a pinch.
Despite effectively
See?
being a newborn, Cell's genetic instincts allowed him to best Earth's most skilled warriors back to back to back.
Metal may have copied
Damn.
Eggman's brains, but he definitely isn't as good of a fighter. The Sonic heroes haven't trained like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten by all of them a bunch of times. So all that in mind, abilities is roughly a wash.
Which leaves us with
Time.
the one thing they're both known for, their capability to evolve and become more powerful in response to their opponents, aka their adaptation.
And frankly, that's where this back and forth completely breaks. Because at the end of the day, Metal can copy Cell,
See?
but Cell can't absorb Metal.
Cell's
Damn.
ability to physically absorb an opponent is primarily viable against
They had
foes
to
who
do a
match
whole
or
research for
overpower.
this video.
Even if he took Metal by surprise, he can't absorb fully inorganic robots like Android 16.
Cell was only able to absorb Android 17 and 18
See, Metal Sonic, bro, it's like a transform into a dragon. Stop time. Now, like, what?
because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs and are only called androids in the English translation.
Metal, on the other hand, can copy a target's biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something he could easily accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't just get Cell's powers, but the powers of all of the Z Warriors too.
Remember, Metal's copying applies to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology, like Espio's invincibility or Chaos's liquid body. Nothing Cell has would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place. Quite literally, biodata.
Cell's Saiyan
Damn.
power-ups? Copied. Cell's regeneration? Copied. Cell's
course.
speed techniques? Believe it or not,
Copied.
copied.
Chaos
Yep.
Emeralds are described as being able to produce life energy, similar to Ki. So there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's power set. And at this point, there's nothing stopping Metal from, say, stopping time and using a Kamehameha to vaporize him at a cellular level. Just like Gohan did.
Cell might be able to do anything the Z Fighters know how to do, but that's not gonna help him, because Metal can do anything Cell knows how to do. Strange, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't
See,
have
this
any
kinda
options
crazy.
to retaliate that Metal wouldn't also possess, including any of his previous advantages. Metal's copy ability is just that overpowered.
Oh, I guess now I get why they called it Sonic CD.
Why is that?
Sonic CD.
Cell died. Where's he?
Oh.
You get it? CD?
Oh.
Where's,
Oh.
where you go? Come on back.
See?
Next
Wait, hold on.
time on
Metal
Death
Sonic?
Metal.
I already knew it was Metal Sonic. Look up. Oh, Chainsaw Man? Knew it, bro. Oh.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more death.
There's no way, chat. But he much this meme. Peace.